Hey, Diane DeWald-Creative with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Welcome back to the channel. And I am so excited about these mini magnolias. I finally got my first two orders from Gina K from release night on Tuesday, February 24th. And I've got two of the orders. I put in 5. So I'm a little addicted to Gina K. But here on the right hand side, this was from the 12 Days of Christmas box. This was day 12. This was the regular Magnificent Magnolias, and I did a video trying to find the photo. So this was one of the 4 cards that I made using this particular stencil, the Magnificent Magnolias. And you can see this is an A2 size card. And as Gina said on release night, you lose part of it. So that's why they came up with the Mini Magnolia. And let me move this out of the way because we're not going to use this tonight. And that one does not have a die to cut it out. I went and I looked for that, and I did not see one. And we are not going to use the die tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and tuck it away in its storage folder. That way I don't inadvertently throw that away. So this is the Magnificent Magnolia, and this is actual size right here. So the panel we're going to use in the cardstock, I'm actually going to break out some of the layering weight from Gina K. It's super smooth. I may be a convert, we'll see. But we're going to go ahead and ink blend that on an A2 size panel. And you can see it's going to fit perfectly in the center of that. And the other pieces I am going to use, I'm just going to move that out of the way, is my 110 pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. This is, you can see the score line right there. This is one of my A2 size bases that I get from Cut Cardstock. And I'm just taking my Teflon folder and getting that already broken down. So, master layout that I am using tonight is Master Layout 2. And if you do not have the master layouts, both the inside and the outside are going to be the stitched rectangle, which is going to be your top or focal layer, and then the mat, which is the second large. And right over here in the corner are the measurements if you don't have the master layout. So I'm going to leave that up for just a second. And I've already cut out 2 black panels, one from the front and one for the inside. And we're going to go ahead and get our inside together and grab my Tombow glue. I've also, so the black panel, this is 65 pound Pop Tone Black Licorice. I like the lighter weight, the really lightweight cardstock, because as I've said in previous videos, I had to put extra postage on probably 90% of my Christmas cards last year because I used 100 pound weight for my black layers. And for this one, I am not doing anything fancy on the inside right at this moment. And let me get this on the inside, and then I'll make those measurements disappear so that those don't distract from what we're going to do with the magnificent, no, not the magnificent, the mini magnolias. So let me make that disappear. Since I don't have a helper, I have to do that all by myself. So hang on one second, I'll be right back. I don't know if you're warming up where you're at, but I tell you, my sinuses are driving me nuts. So I'm going to keep calling this Magnificent Magnolia. It is the Mini Magnolias, as you can see right here. And there are 4 layers, and I magically made them appear because I took a Sharpie and ran it across here, sprayed or used rubbing alcohol and just did a quick swipe so that the permanent ink stays in there. The more you clean these, if you clean these with alcohol after you've ink blended, this will also get rubbed away eventually and you'll just have to redo it. But I like to do this initially so that I know exactly which direction these are. Although Gina said you can line them up and, you know, put them up in the light to make sure that they're all going the correct direction. So let's grab our ink blending panel and layer 1. Before I peel that down, or I've got this is my magnetic glass board, and I've got some, sorry for shaking, I had these stuck to the pole that has my camera overhead. But here are the colors that we are going to use. We're going to see how this wild dandelion and marigold play together. I honestly don't know. We're going to just see. And then I'm going to use the jelly bean green and the fresh asparagus on this. So I've got my, let me cover this glue. It won't come out later and then I'll be mad at myself. So there's our wild dandelion and our marigold. So the wild dandelion is first. And I want to see okay, I want to see where I want this. What's the easiest way? I look for the panel that's going to kind of give me an idea where this is going to sit on this panel. And we are going to cut it, but okay, so that's that layer. These all line up. Let me get the top flowers just to see where they sit. I think that's where I want it. Actually, I am going to move it up. I'm going to have this even, the top of this even with the top of the cardstock. And this cardstock, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some of Gina's tape runner. And I'm going to get this. There. I want that stuck down because I don't want that to move. And we're going to start with layer 1. And I said I was going to line that up. And I'm just going to use 2 of these on the top to kind of keep that stencil in place. And then I'll hold on to it down below. And blending brushes. I've got the standard, the mini, and the detail for both my yellows and my greens. There's a lot of yellow still in that mini brush. Okay, I cleaned these out as best I could. I'm going to load this up, and because I don't have anything hanging out, and this is a light, and then go both directions. Very light hand. And then go the other direction. Okay, let's see what we've got. That's kind of pretty. That is very pretty. So now I'm going to put the large or the standard blending brush aside. I'm going to uncover my marigold, and we're going to get number 2 lined up, and I may get my head in here, so I apologize. I'm just trying to get to the point where I get this lined up. Wow, this is a little harder than I thought it was going to be. There we go. I'm looking for all the white lines to disappear. Okay, and I am going to use the mini blending brush. And I'm going to start down at the bottom of each flower and just give a little bit of dimension. And here we go. I could have used the larger brush, but that's okay. And then I'm going both directions, and I want more color down at the bottom. And again, this is light hand. So let's see what we've got. Ooh, that's pretty. That's really pretty with that wild dandelion. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to darken up that dandelion. So sorry if I'm getting my head in the way, but I really do want to darken up that wild dandelion. Let's see if we can do that. So cover the marigold, cover that one. Let's load this up. And I'm going to put some really nice pressure on this and see what we get. We'll see if I'm starting over. You just never know. Oh, I like that. I do like that with a lot more darkness to that wild dandelion. That's really pretty. So let me pull you in so you can see. That's really neat. I really like how dark that is. Nice and springy. Okay, so we are done with the yellows. And number 3, so we're going to line this up with those flower bases up here at the top. And we're going to use our lighter green, which is the jelly bean green. And I'm going to use my big brush. Let's go ahead and load this up. And we'll start down here off the open space. Both directions. Kind of filling it in. Let's load a little more. Start off to the side. Both directions. Load up a little more. I think I'm going to get this a little darker. Because I think what we're going to do, since this is going so fast, I may do a second one of these and do this on Neenah. And then the fresh asparagus. Get this on here. Don't want to see any white space. That's what I'm looking for. Uncover my fresh asparagus, and I'm going to use my mini blending brush Get that loaded up and start off. Light hand, both directions. Same thing up here. Oh, I wish I had my turntable right now. That would be really nice to be able to move this around. Okay. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I think this is really beautiful, and it was so fast. So fast. So let me grab 80-pound Neenah, and we're going to repeat this whole thing. So let me anchor this down, because this was really fast to do. Okay, move these greens off to the side, and my first yellow, line up along the top. Anchor that down, and get my wild dandelion. Get fairly heavy. Bless you, Sylvie. Pull some of that ink. Oh, I like that. That's really pretty. So I've got the TV on downstairs because the girls kind of like to watch TV sometimes. And there's a commercial that has a truck that backs up, and it sounds like a smoke detector. So every time that thing goes off, I think, oh my gosh, we've got smoke detectors going off. And it scares the daylights out of me. It's really kind of stupid on my part. Okay, so this is the marigold. And start off, and we're just going to kind of fill in a little, but very lightly. And then down at the bottom of the flower. And then same thing up here. Go both directions. And then right here. Let's see what we've got. Oh, I like that a lot. And then the jelly bean green. Ooh. Line up at the top and then position where I need it to be. There you go. And oh, get rid of these yellows right here. And we need the light green, the jelly bean green. This is so fast. I could sit here and just make dozens of these. So fast. Look at that. That's gorgeous. This is a fabulous stencil. And that, let me line this one up again. I think I got it. And these magnets are so strong. Let me just make sure that that's there. Okay, sorry, I had to get my head in the way. And let me grab my mini blending brush and the fresh asparagus. Oh, that was really dark. But that might be really pretty. That's really pretty. Let's see what we get. Okay. Oh, that's gorgeous. This is a fantastic stencil. Oh, I think because it's smoothed out. You know what? They are both gorgeous. And it lines up perfectly. It would. It's Gina K. So let me move all of this out of the way. I'm going to pause you. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my cutting plate and the stitch die from Master Layout 2. And I'm just going to position this where I want more white space at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the top like that. And then I'll show you the sentiment strip that I actually made in Canva. I'm going to go ahead and continue talking while I, oops, that shifted. But I actually made my sentiment strips in Canva and then printed them out because I struggle with doing, I have some samples. I struggle with doing white embossed on black cardstock. It just, I don't do it often, and when I do, it's terrible. So let's pull that out. That's from the tape on the back of the panel. And I don't know which one was the Neenah. This is the Neenah in the right. And I can tell this is smoother. This is the Gina K. I actually might be a convert. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one cut. We're going to cut both of them. Because I'm going to finish up 2 cards. I'll do one later off camera. But we're going to go ahead and use the Gina K. So we'll peel this off and peel this out of the stitched rectangle and get this together. Let me put this back with Master Layout 2 bundle. Otherwise, I will lose it. So, and if you wonder why I keep moving this around, I have a new camera system, and if it doesn't have something in shot, in this area to focus on, you're just going to see a big blur. So I'm just going to glue this panel on real quick, and I will pull out my sentiment strips. I'm kind of proud of them. Let me see if I can move that slightly. Yep. That's just some glue. There we go. Okay, that's good. And let me fix this to the front. And then we'll put the sentiment strip on it. Or at least let me show you my sentiment strips. There. So, I have a black toner laser printer. And let me pull you in a little closer. Oop, there goes. So I printed out, oh, you won't need that here. We'll need that in just a minute. So I have a thank you and a happy birthday. And these were both 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. And I let them dry a little bit. This was 110 pound and I didn't let it dry. And let me see if I've got, yeah. This is just a microfiber towel. Yeah, it'll still rub off some of the toner, but I didn't let it dry, so it flaked off a lot. Down here, you can see it a little bit, and the microfiber towel, you can see a little bit of black toner right there. And you see that a little bit with the happy birthday here. And I had some minty tape over here where it kind of grabbed hold of it, but I think these turned out pretty well. So I've got 80 pound, and you can see the back of it's white. And then all I did was I grabbed 100 pound, what is this? Pop Tone Black Licorice. And this strip, where's this strip from? That strip is from Master Layout 11, and it's the plain strip, and it measures, what is that? 0.375. What is 0.375? I have a hard time converting the decimals, so I made some charts. 0.375 is 3/8 of an inch. So if you need the inch to decimal conversion, and it's 2 1/8 inches long. And all I'm going to do for this thank you is I'm going to glue the lighter weight cardstock that I printed it on, which was 80 pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. And I'm going to glue that to the 100 pound black cardstock. And you can kind of see there's a white border. I'm just pressing that down. I want that to be super stuck. And I have this Memento Tuxedo black dual marker. It's got a small fine tip, and then it's got a brush end. And all I do is drag that along the side. And that white border disappears. Just like that. So you see the white. Now you don't see the white. So I'm not going to use that one because I want that to completely dry. So what I'm going to do here is I want some thank yous. And I'm just going to put a thank you right down there. So let me get some of these mini Stampin' Up! Dimensionals that I have tons of. And get my poke tool. Yes, I know my Gina K pick and stick's got a poke side. I usually end up poking myself with it, so, and, oops, there. And I'm going to use the camera up top. Whoops. Okay, are you straight? You look straight. And then, let me cover this glue. I'm going to use Gina K's matte glue. That's not the matte. This one's the matte. The one in the gold is the matte. And I need some sequins. Or I get these from Cartwright Sequins. And these are actually their confetti because they don't have holes in the middle. And I really like them. And let me get that pick and stick tool again. So thanks a lot for sticking around with me today. If you're new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, if you would hit that subscribe button down below. And then there's a notification bell. If you would hit that as well, That way, the next time I post a video, you're notified. I don't know if I like that right there. You're seeing me turn these over because these definitely have a direction to them. What do you think? No, I kind of like that up there. So we're going to put that right in there. Okay. I think that's good. Sorry for my sniffling. Like I said earlier, and this, I did find that the Connect glue, you have to prime it. At least I do. And I like the Connect glue because if it squishes out the side, it's not going to show. It dries completely clear. Like that one just squished out. Because I am not left-handed. I'm not ambidextrous. And doing this with my left hand, I'm taking my life in my hands. So while you're also down there, I will have listed in the video description links to all the items that I've used in this video, except for what I created in Canva. That's for personal use, so I can't put a link down below for that. But I do appreciate you coming along on this journey and making this fun and beautiful card. I just think this is just gorgeous, and I can't wait to finish this up and do the same thing with it. So thanks a lot for coming along, and until next time, happy stamping.